Okay, so we're going to do this exercise here, week 1, O2. And not sure how far we'll get with this video. Might have to do it in a couple of chunks. But first of all, we're going to do it in wireframe, and then we'll do it in a surface model, and then we'll do it in a solid model. So, yeah, we'll do 3 copies of it. So this is the object that we're drawing. So 70 by 70 by 70, and it has a couple of side flanges here which are 20 wide, and it's 20 thick at the bottom, so probably be able to just remember that. Now, setting up the environment, we're using the 3D workspace, so I think everybody's been through that, 3D modeling, and I suggested to you before that you should use wireframe 3D initially, and if we come up to our view cube and click the top of the cube, it puts it into a 3D view, an isometric view. So that's the way I generally like to work. You can't see the screen? I'll just try putting it on duplicate and see if... Okay, we'll just do that again, right? So we'll go back to where we were when we started. So this is our traditional 2D drawing screen with X and Y. I've changed the wireframe setting to 3D wireframe, and the only difference there basically between 2D wireframe and 3D wireframe is the look of the user coordinate system, the UCS. So just makes it a bit easier to see. And I'm clicking in the top corner of one of the top corners of the view cube, and that's rotated the screen into an isometric view. So the job that we're going to do, this thing here, and first of all we'll do it with wireframe. So it's just like drawing in 2D, except we've got 3 coordinates now. So specifying our first point, I'm going to start at 0, 0, and because we've got a Z coordinate as well, I need to put in the third one, 0, 0, 0, and that's starting at my origin. Now, because I'm drawing in the XY plane initially, I can just use the methods that we've been using all along. I'm going to use point and shoot. We'll go 70 out that way, and then 70 in the X direction, 70 in the minus Y direction, and then C for close comes back to the start. So there's the start of my wireframe model. Now I could just go up 20 millimeters, we said it was. We'll come over here because it's easier to see. Point and shoot once again, and we've gone up 20. I could go around and draw those 4 lines in as we did before. Alternatively, I could copy those. It's a bit harder to see these modify commands here in this menu, but there's a lot more information on the screen. What I'm going to do is just select those and copy them up. And then we can join in the gaps. And it's much easier to work in 3D drawing if you've got points on the screen that you can draw to. So there's the base. Now the back corner of this thing goes up 70 high from the base. So I need to go up a distance of 50 from the top of this corner. So let's go up 50. Across 20. We can draw our little square on the top, 20, 20, and back to that corner. And once again, as I said, if you've got points drawn, now this is locked into an orthographic projection here. Down it says restrict cursor orthogonally. It means it will only go at 90 degrees. So I don't want that on at the moment. I'll turn that off so it gives me free rotation here. So now I can pick up points on the screen like so. Now there's nothing to come to here, so the easiest way in this case would be to copy that line, and I'll pick it up from that point and move it across to there, and I can copy this line, copy, and pick it up from there and move it across to there. And there's my wireframe model. You can sort of get the idea of what the object is looking like, but it is very confusing because you can see right through it. Now let's go straight to the solid modeling technique. We can do this on top of what we've got here. If I go to the box command, there's a few standard commands that we use here. If I can drop this thing down: box, cylinder, cone, sphere, pyramid, wedge, torus. We'll just be using a box for now, and what I'm going to do is we'll go across the bottom and then we'll go up a height. You can't really see that anything's changed there because we're still in a wireframe mode. This is where we start to change between our visual styles. So I'm going to go to a shaded style, and you can see that it's actually filled in that box. I'm going to undo that and do it again. So we'll go to the shaded view. Let's delete that box and do it again. We'll go box, we'll pick up a corner, across the diagonal, up the vertical, and there's my box, all finished. Okay, there's a couple of techniques we could use to do these triangular pieces here. Once again, we could use a box to, we'll just come from the other direction. Once again, we could use a box here to draw a rectangular section in the corner, and we're still looking for a triangular section on the sides. I could do a box and I could slice it, cut it in half. That's sometimes the easiest way. Or I could use a wedge. Now the only thing with using a wedge is that you are drawing from a back corner, and what we would have to do there is to move our user coordinate system so that the XY plane is on the base. So let's have a look at doing that now. The easiest way to move your UCS is using the 3-point command. With the 3-point command, you place the UCS at the new 0 point, and then you specify a new x-axis and a y-axis. Now it's really gone the wrong way for what I want in that case. I want the z-axis pointing upwards. So let's look at how we would move that around. I could rotate it about the y-axis, which is another command here. We've got rotate about y, so I can point z upwards, and then I want the x coming out here and the y coming out here, so I'll rotate about the z-axis. So what we're actually doing is moving this UCS so that we finish up drawing in the XY plane as though we were drawing in 2D. So now if I go to the wedge command and start at that corner, okay, it's not going to cooperate with me here. It wants to draw the base first. It actually wants the Z. Let's just do it out in space here to see how it goes. So out in space, it's actually letting me, it's actually doing what I wanted it to do. That's the type of shape that I wanted. So let's do that again. Wedge on a corner. I want to go a distance of 50. I'll press the tab key, and I want to go 20 wide, and then I want to go a height of 50. So we've made a piece that we can use in here. Now I'm going to move that piece into place. Actually, I'll copy it into place. So we'll take a copy of that, place it on the corner,